By the time my brother arrived at my house that Tuesday afternoon, expecting a check for $400,000, he would find the front door locked, my truck gone from the driveway, and a manila envelope wedged between the screen door and the frame. Inside that envelope was a single sheet of paper with 12 words that would make him scream loud enough to wake the neighbors 3 houses down. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to tell you how we got there. How the brother I'd defended my whole life, the kid I'd taught to ride a bike and helped through college, became a stranger who looked at me like I was nothing more than an ATM machine with a heartbeat. And how I made the hardest decision of my life in the span of 3 hours on a Sunday evening in March. My name is Thomas Brennan. I'm 63 years old, and for 40 years I worked as an aerospace engineer in Tucson, Arizona. Not glamorous work, but steady. The kind of job where you clock in at 7, clock out at 5, and build a life one paycheck at a time. My wife Sarah and I raised 2 kids in a modest ranch house on the east side. We drove sensible cars, took 1 vacation a year, and saved what we could. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable, content. Then, 3 years ago, everything changed. The aerospace company I worked for got acquired by a tech conglomerate. As part of the deal, they offered buyouts to senior employees. Not just a severance package, but a buyout of our pension funds and stock options. After running the numbers with our financial advisor, Sarah and I realized we'd be walking away with close to $900,000. Combined with our savings and the house being paid off, we could retire early. Maybe travel a bit. See the grandkids more often. We kept it quiet. Told the kids we were retiring, but didn't mention the exact amount. You learn, as you get older, that money changes things. Changes how people look at you, how they treat you. My younger brother Marcus knew I was retiring, of course. He sent a congratulatory text, said he was happy for me, included a thumbs up emoji. That was it, and I was fine with that. Marcus and I had always had a complicated relationship. He's 4 years younger than me. Growing up, I was the responsible one, and he was the wild card. I was building model rockets in the garage while he was sneaking out to meet girls. I studied for the SATs while he barely graduated high school. When Dad died suddenly of a heart attack when I was 25, I stepped up, helped Mom with the bills, made sure Marcus, who was 21 and floundering, had what he needed. Over the years, I'd helped Marcus more times than I could count, loaned him money for a used car when his broke down, helped with first and last month's rent when he moved to Phoenix for a big opportunity that never materialized, covered his share of Mom's assisted living costs when he was between jobs. Each time, he promised to pay me back. Each time, he didn't. But he was my brother, my baby brother, and you don't give up on family, right? Sarah saw it differently. Tom, he's 47 years old, she'd say. When does it stop being helping and start being enabling? I'd tell her she didn't understand, that Marcus had had it rough, that he needed support, but deep down, in a place I didn't like to examine too closely, I wondered if she was right. For the first 2 years of retirement, things were peaceful. Sarah and I traveled. We saw the Grand Canyon, drove up the Pacific Coast Highway, spent a month visiting our daughter Emma in Colorado. Marcus and I texted occasionally. Surface-level stuff. How's the weather? Happy Thanksgiving. That kind of thing. Then Mom's health started declining. She'd been in assisted living for 5 years, but her dementia was getting worse. The facility recommended moving her to their memory care unit. Better supervision, more specialized care. Also more expensive. About $2,000 more per month. I called Marcus to discuss it. Yeah, man, whatever she needs, he said. His voice had that breezy quality he got when he didn't want to commit to anything. You handle it. You're better with that stuff. It's going to be about $7,000 a month total, I told him. I was thinking we could split it $3,500 each. There was a pause. Tom, I'm a little tight right now. New business venture. It's about to pop off, I swear. But right now, cash flow is tight. Can you cover me for a few months? I'll pay you back. I'd heard that before. But this was Mom. Sure, Marcus. A few months. Those few months turned into a year. Then 2. I paid the full $7,000 every month without complaint. Marcus would text occasionally, saying he was almost there, that his big break was coming. I'd respond with a thumbs up and pay the next bill. Then came the Sunday that changed everything. I was in the garage, organizing some old tools, when my phone rang. Marcus, video call. That was unusual. Marcus hated video calls. I answered. His face filled the screen. He looked different, strained. There were dark circles under his eyes, and he'd lost weight. Behind him, I could see he was in a car, a parking lot somewhere. Tom, hey. He tried to smile, but it came out wrong. Got a minute? Sure. What's going on? I need to talk to you about something important. Can we meet today? My stomach tightened. What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm fine. I really need to talk to you in person. It's about a business opportunity. A big one, but time sensitive. Can I come by? I'm actually in Tucson right now, at a coffee shop on Grant Road, Tucson. He lived in Phoenix, 2 hours away. He'd driven down without mentioning it. Marcus, it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday. Can't we talk on the phone? Please, Tom. It's important. It could change everything for me. For both of us. There was something in his voice. Desperation, maybe. Or fear. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Okay. Come by the house. Sarah's at book club until 8. We can talk. Great. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He hung up before I could say anything else. Sarah had left me a casserole for dinner. I reheated it, but I couldn't eat. Something felt off. In 40 years of knowing my brother, I'd learned to trust that feeling. Exactly 20 minutes later, a car pulled into my driveway. Not Marcus's usual beat-up Honda, a newer BMW, silver. He climbed out wearing slacks and a button-down shirt. When had Marcus started dressing like that? I opened the door before he could knock. Hey, he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Thanks for seeing me. We sat in the living room. I offered him water. He declined. He perched on the edge of the couch, hands clasped between his knees, looking everywhere except at me. So, I said, what's this about? He took a breath. Okay, so, I've been working on different ventures over the years, right? Trying to find my thing? I nodded. Well, I found it. About 2 years ago, I started a consulting business, helping small companies with their digital marketing strategy, social media, SEO, that stuff. And Tom, it's been going really well. I've got clients, real clients, revenue coming in. That's great, Marcus, and I meant it. I'm happy for you. Yeah. But here's the thing. He leaned forward. I've got an opportunity to scale, to really grow. There's this other marketing firm that wants to partner with me. They've got the infrastructure, the client base, everything. But they want an investment. Proof that I'm serious, that I can commit capital. My stomach dropped. How much? 40,000,000. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. Marcus, I don't have $400,000 lying around. But you do, though. His eyes locked onto mine. Your buyout. I know it was substantial. Mom mentioned it. Heat flooded my face. Mom doesn't know the exact amount. She said it was close to $1 million. Tom, I'm not asking for charity. This is an investment, a partnership. You put in $400,000, and when the business takes off, you get your money back plus 40% of the profits. This is happening. I just need a bridge loan. 60 days, max. 60 days, max. How many times had I heard that? Marcus, that's my retirement money. Mine and Sarah's. We've got plans for that. I know. But Tom, this is my shot. My one real shot at building something, at being someone. You've had your career, your success. I'm asking you to help me have mine. There was something in his voice that twisted my heart. That same pleading quality he'd had when he was 7 and wanted to come along with my friends and me. When he was 16 and needed a ride to a party. When he was 30 and needed money for that apartment deposit. I need to talk to Sarah, I said. His face hardened, just for a second. Then the mask slipped back on. Sure. Of course. But Tom, I need to know soon. Like, by tomorrow. The other firm is waiting on my answer, and if I don't commit, they're moving on to other partners. This window closes tomorrow night. Tomorrow? I know it's fast, but that's how business works sometimes. You've got to move when opportunity knocks. He stood up. Just think about it, please. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. After he left, I sat in the dark living room for a long time. The casserole congealed on the coffee table. My mind spun through 1,000 thoughts at once. When Sarah got home at 8:30, I told her everything. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she was quiet for a long moment. "What do you think?" I asked. "I think," she said slowly, "that you should ask to see the business, meet the partners, look at the books." He said the window closes tomorrow. "Then he should have given you more notice." She took my hand. "Tom, honey, I love that you want to help your brother. It's one of the things I admire most about you. But $400,000? That's not helping. That's gambling our entire future on a man who's never paid you back once in his entire life." She was right. I knew she was right. But he was my brother. I barely slept that night. By 6 a.m., I was up, drinking coffee on the back patio, watching the sun rise over the Catalina Mountains. Sarah found me there at 7. "I'm going to do some research," I told her. "Look into his business. Before I decide anything." She kissed the top of my head. "Good. That's good." I started with Google, searched for Marcus Brennan's consulting business. Found a website. It looked professional enough. Modern design, stock photos, a list of services. But when I clicked on the Our Clients page, it was vague. "We've worked with businesses across multiple sectors." No names, no case studies, no testimonials. I searched for reviews. Found nothing. The website had been registered 8 months ago, according to the Wiz lookup. Not 2 years, like he'd said. Then I looked up his social media. Marcus had always been active on Facebook. He posted constantly about his latest ventures, his opinions, his life. But, looking at his timeline for the past 2 years, I saw something strange. Lots of posts about grinding, about building something real, about trusting the process. But no specifics, no photos of an office, no team members, no client work. What I did see, scattered among the motivational posts, were check-ins, casino check-ins, Talking Stick Resort, Desert Diamond, Casino del Sol, not constantly, but regularly, once or twice a month going back 18 months. My chest tightened. I called a buddy of mine, Ray, who owned a small marketing firm in Phoenix, asked if he'd heard of Marcus's company or any big merger deals happening in the digital marketing space. Ray hadn't heard anything, said the market was actually pretty quiet right now. Then I did something I'm not proud of. I called Mom's assisted living facility, explained I was verifying some financial information, asked if Marcus had been visiting regularly. The activity coordinator, a kind woman named Jennifer, sounded surprised. "Well, Thomas has been here every week, but Marcus?" She paused. "I don't think I've seen Marcus in over a year. Maybe longer." I felt something cold settle in my stomach. At noon, I called Sarah, told her what I'd found, or rather, what I hadn't found. "What are you going to do?" she asked. "I don't know yet, but I need to know the truth, the real truth." "Be careful," she said. "And Tom, whatever you decide, I'm with you." At 2 o'clock, I made a decision. I called my financial advisor, Rick, explained the situation without mentioning it was my brother. If someone approaches you with a high-pressure investment opportunity and a 24-hour deadline, Rick said, that's a red flag. Legitimate business deals don't work that way. They want you to panic and commit before you can think clearly. What would you do? I'd ask for documentation. Business plan, financial statements, proof of the partner firm's existence. If they can't provide that, walk away. At exactly 3 o'clock, Marcus called. "Hey, Tom." "So?" His voice was bright, artificial. "What do you say? Are we doing this?" "I want to see the business plan," I said. "Meet the partners. Look at your books." Silence. Then, "Tom, I told you. The window closes today. We don't have time for all that. Then, we don't have a deal. Are you serious right now? His voice shifted. Harder? After everything I've been through? Everything I've done? You can't just trust me? What have you done, Marcus? When was the last time you visited Mom? Another silence. Longer this time. That's what this is about? He laughed, but there was no humor in it. You're keeping score? I've been busy building something. Some of us don't have cushy 40-year careers and fat buyouts. Some of us have to scrap and fight for every opportunity. I'm not saying no, I told him, keeping my voice steady. I'm saying, show me the business. Prove this is real. I don't have time for this. His voice turned cold. You know what? Forget it. I'll find the money somewhere else. I thought I could count on family, but I guess I was wrong. Marcus. He hung up. I sat there, phone in my hand, feeling like I'd been punched in the gut. Part of me wanted to call him back, to apologize, to just write the check and make everything okay. But I didn't. Instead, I did something I should have done years ago. I hired a private investigator. His name was David Chen, a retired police detective who now did private work. I found him through Ray's recommendation, explained the situation. Chen listened without judgment. Give me 48 hours, he said. It took him 36. Tuesday afternoon, Chen called me, asked if he could come by. There were things I needed to see in person. He arrived at 4 o'clock with a manila folder. We sat at my kitchen table. Sarah joined us. Mr. Brennan, Chen began, I'm going to be direct because I think you can handle it. Your brother doesn't have a consulting business. The website exists, but it's a shell. No clients, no revenue, no partner firm waiting to merge. I'd expected this, but hearing it still hurt. What he does have, Chen continued, opening the folder, is a serious gambling problem. He laid out bank statements. He'd obtained them through legal means he didn't elaborate on. I saw the pattern immediately. Deposits to various casinos, sometimes small, sometimes $5,000 or $10,000 at a time. Withdrawals too, but the deposits always outnumbered the withdrawals. Over the past 18 months, I estimate he's lost somewhere around $300,000 gambling. My mouth went dry. $300,000? Where did he get that kind of money? Chen pulled out more papers. Personal loans, credit cards maxed out. He liquidated his retirement account, and he hesitated. I need to show you something else. He pulled out photos. My brother, at what looked like a poker table. Then, another photo. Marcus talking to a man in an expensive suit. Their body language was tense. This man, Chen tapped the photo, is Vincent Torres. He runs a private high-stakes poker game, also loan sharking operation. Based on what I could find, your brother owes him money, probably significant. Sarah's hand found mine under the table. The $400,000 he's asking you for? Chen said quietly. It's not for a business. It's to cover his debts. Maybe pay off Torres. Maybe chase his losses at the casino. I can't say for sure. But Mr. Brennan, I don't think you're the first person he's asked. What do you mean? Chen pulled out more documents. I spoke with your mother's assisted living facility. Strictly informational. Your mother's account shows several withdrawals over the past year. Total of about $45,000. All authorized by Marcus as co-signer on her account. The room spun. He's been taking money from Mom? The facility didn't notice because you've been keeping up with all the payments. They assumed it was authorized family business. Chen's voice was gentle. I'm sorry, Mr. Brennan, but you asked for the truth. After Chen left, Sarah and I sat in silence for a long time. I felt betrayed, furious, and beneath it all, heartbroken. This was my baby brother, the kid I'd protected, the family I'd defended. What are you going to do? Sarah asked. I thought about it, really thought about it. About all the times I'd bailed him out, covered for him, made excuses. About Mom's money being stolen while I paid every bill. About the lies, the manipulation, the empty promises. I'm going to help him, I said finally. Sarah looked at me like I'd lost my mind. No, listen. I'm going to help him, but not the way he wants. I spent the rest of Tuesday evening and all of Wednesday morning making phone calls. To my lawyer, to a gambling addiction counselor, to a financial planner. By Wednesday afternoon, I had a plan. At 3 o'clock Wednesday, I texted Marcus. Changed my mind. Let's meet today at 5. He responded immediately. I'll be there. At 4:30, I was ready. Sarah had left to visit Emma in Colorado for a few days. We'd agreed it was better if she wasn't there for this. My lawyer, Patricia Rodriguez, was on standby by phone. At 4:50, the BMW pulled into my driveway. Marcus got out, smiling, confident. He thought he'd won. I opened the door. He started to come in, but I held up a hand. We're not doing this inside. We're going to my lawyer's office. His smile faltered. What? Why? Because if I'm investing $400,000, I want everything documented, legal and proper. I saw the calculation happening behind his eyes. He wanted to refuse, but he couldn't without admitting something was wrong. Okay, sure, that makes sense. Patricia's office was 15 minutes away. We drove separately. When we arrived, she was waiting in her conference room. Professional, no nonsense. On the table in front of her were several manila folders. Marcus's confidence wavered when he saw her. Tom, what's going on? Sit down, Marcus. He sat. Patricia opened the first folder. Mr. Marcus Brennan, your brother has asked me to prepare investment documents. However, before we proceed, I need to conduct due diligence. Can you provide proof of your business registration? I don't have the paperwork with me. The name of your partner, firm? I can't disclose that until we have a signed NDA. Patricia glanced at me, then back at Marcus. Can you provide your business tax returns from the past 2 years? Marcus stood up. This is ridiculous. Tom, you said you wanted to help. This feels like an interrogation. Sit down, Marcus. My voice was harder than I meant it to be. He sat. I opened the second folder myself. Inside were the photos Chen had taken, the casino check-ins, the bank statements showing the gambling losses, the evidence of him withdrawing from Mom's account. I slid them across the table. Marcus went pale. Where did you get these? It doesn't matter. What matters is that I know the truth. There is no business. There is no partner firm. There's just you, drowning in gambling debts, stealing from your own mother, and trying to con your brother out of $400,000. He stared at the papers. I watched his face cycle through emotions. Shock, anger, fear. Then, finally, something that might have been shame. Tom, I can explain. No. I held up a hand. You can't. You've lied to me for years. Maybe longer. Every loan you never paid back. Every promise you broke. And Mom, Marcus, you stole from a woman with dementia? His eyes filled with tears. I was going to pay it back. I just needed a hot streak. One good night and I could fix everything. That's not how it works. That's never how it works. He dropped his face into his hands. His shoulders shook. And despite everything, despite the fury and betrayal, part of me wanted to comfort him, because he was still my brother. But I didn't. Patricia pushed the third folder toward him. Mr. Brennan, your brother and I have prepared an alternative proposal. Marcus looked up, hope flickering in his eyes. Your brother is willing to help you, Patricia continued. But not with money, with treatment. I took over. Here's the deal, Marcus. I will pay for 90 days of inpatient gambling addiction treatment, top-rated facility in California, all expenses covered. I will also pay off Mom's account. Every penny you stole goes back. Tom, I'm not finished. After treatment, if you complete the program, I will help you find legitimate employment. Not loans, not investments, a job with a real company. I'll use my connections. But you have to earn it. He was shaking his head. I don't need treatment. I can stop anytime. I just need capital to clear my debts. Those are the terms. Treatment and honest work. Or nothing. Nothing? He laughed bitterly. You're my brother. You're supposed to help me. I am helping you. I'm offering you a way out. A real way out. But you have to take it. You have to do the work. He stood up, knocking his chair backwards. This is unbelievable. You have millions sitting in the bank, and you won't help your own brother? What kind of person are you? The kind who won't enable you to destroy yourself. My voice was steady, calm. This is the offer, Marcus. It expires in 24 hours. Take it or leave it. He stared at me for a long moment. I saw his jaw work, saw the anger building. Then he spat out. Fuck you, Tom. Fuck you and your holier-than-thou bullshit. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. He stormed out. The door slammed behind him. Patricia looked at me sympathetically. Are you okay? Was I? I wasn't sure. I did the right thing. You did. But driving home, I felt hollowed out, empty. I'd prepared myself for anger. I hadn't prepared for the way it would feel to watch my brother walk away. That evening, I sat in my dark living room, phone in my hand, checking it every few minutes, hoping Marcus would call, hoping he'd reconsidered. He didn't. The next morning, Thursday, I drove to Mom's facility. She was having a good day, which were increasingly rare. We sat in the garden, watching the fountain. Marcus hasn't visited in a while, she said suddenly. Have you heard from him? Recently, yes. Is he doing well? He seemed troubled last time I saw him. I took her hand. Mom, there's something I need to tell you. I explained everything, gently. She listened, her face cycling through confusion and clarity. When I finished, she was quiet for a long time. I knew, she said finally, about the money. I didn't understand why, but I knew something was taken. She looked at me with heartbreakingly clear eyes. I didn't want to believe my son would do that. I'm replacing it, I told her. Every penny. She patted my hand. You're a good boy, Thomas. You always were. But Marcus. She trailed off, looking at the fountain. Sometimes love means letting them fall, so they can learn to stand up. I stayed with her until dinner time. When I left, I felt lighter somehow, like I'd been carrying something heavy for years and had finally set it down. Friday morning, the deadline passed. No call from Marcus. I went ahead with the plan anyway. Transferred $45,000 into Mom's account to replace what Marcus had taken. Called the treatment facility in California, put down a deposit that would hold a spot for 60 days if Marcus changed his mind. Then I called Chen again. I need you to keep an eye on him. Not invasive. Just make sure he's safe. Understood. For 3 weeks, I heard nothing. Chen reported that Marcus was alive, still in Phoenix, but his situation was deteriorating. Car repossessed, evicted from his apartment, staying with various friends. Part of me wanted to swoop in, to fix it, but I remembered Mom's words. Sometimes love means letting them fall. In the 4th week, Sarah and I were having breakfast when my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello, Tom? The voice was rough, broken. It's me, Marcus. Silence. Then, I'm in a bad place, man. A really bad place. I waited. Torres came to collect. I don't have the money. He gave me 1 week to come up with $150,000, or he didn't finish, didn't need to. My first instinct was panic, fear, the need to protect him. But I breathed through it. I can't give you money, Marcus. I know that now. His voice broke. I don't know what to do. I'm scared, Tom. I'm really scared. Come home, I said. Come to Tucson. Let me help you the right way. The treatment thing? Yes. Plus, I have connections. I can talk to Torres. Negotiate a payment plan. Legitimate. Legal. But you have to commit to getting help. Another long silence. I heard traffic in the background. Sirens. Okay, he whispered. Okay. That afternoon, Marcus showed up at my house. He looked terrible, gaunt, unshaven. The BMW was long gone. He'd taken a bus. We sat on the back patio. Sarah made coffee. For a long time, neither of us spoke. I'm sorry, he said finally, for everything. The lies, Mom's money, all of it. I'm sorry. I wanted to hug him, to tell him it was all okay, but it wasn't okay. And actions had to match words. Apologies are just words, Marcus. You need to show me through your actions. I know. I will. I swear. The next day, Saturday, I drove him to the airport. The treatment facility in California was expecting him. 90 days, intensive program, no visitors the first month, no phone calls except supervised weekly check-ins. At the departure gate, he turned to me, "Thank you for not giving up on me." "I'm not giving up. I'm giving you a chance to save yourself. But Marcus, this is it. If you walk away from this, if you relapse after treatment, I'm done. No more chances. No more rescue missions. This is the line." He nodded. "I understand." I watched him walk through security. Watched until he disappeared into the crowd. That was 8 months ago. Marcus completed the 90-day program. The counselors said he was one of the most committed patients they'd seen. Afterward, he moved into a sober living facility in Phoenix. Got a job doing social media management for a legitimate marketing firm, entry-level position. Started attending Gamblers Anonymous meetings 3 times a week. He calls me every Sunday at noon. Sometimes we talk for 5 minutes, sometimes for an hour. He tells me about his week, his struggles, his small victories. He's paid back $8,000 so far on a payment plan to Taurus that I helped negotiate. It'll take him years to clear the debt, but he's doing it. Honestly, one paycheck at a time. Last month, he asked if he could come visit Mom. I said yes, but I'd be there too. We sat with her in the garden. She didn't remember him at first. Then something clicked. She smiled and said, "There's my boy." Marcus cried. Really cried. Told her he was sorry for everything. She patted his hand and said, "You're here now. That's what matters." After the visit, walking to the parking lot, Marcus stopped. I read a quote once. "Sometimes the people who love you most are the ones who won't do what you want." I didn't understand it until now. I put my hand on his shoulder. "You're doing good, Marcus. Keep going." He nodded. "I will. For Mom, for you, for me." Yesterday, I got an email from him. Subject line, 2 years sober. The body was just one line. "Thank you for saving my life by refusing to enable my death." I printed it out, put it in a frame on my desk. Because sometimes the hardest form of love is saying no, is setting boundaries, is letting someone face consequences so they can learn and grow. That manila envelope I left for Marcus that day, the one at my lawyer's office, it wasn't empty like I let him believe. Inside was the treatment facility information, Chen's investigation report, and a handwritten note that said, "I love you too much to watch you destroy yourself. Get help or get out of my life. Your choice." He made the right choice. And in making it, he saved himself. Not me, him. That's what real family does. Not enabling, not rescuing, but offering a ladder and expecting them to climb. My brother is climbing. And I'm here, at the top, waiting to help him over the edge when he gets there. But only if he climbs.